Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 1, Episode 36. As I mentioned yesterday, we are now in bonus territory, so we're going to be looking at some puzzles we've seen before, and they're going to be a little bit more difficult, I am told. So, we are going to today look at another Sashigane puzzle. If you have watched the previous video, you can skip the rules introduction that comes next because it's the same one that you've seen before, and you can use the chapter marker to go straight to the solve if you want. But for those who need it, let's take a look at the rules. Sashigane is a region division puzzle. The rules are: divide the grid into regions of orthogonally connected cells. Orthogonally connected just means sharing an edge. So these two cells here are orthogonally connected, as are these. Orthogonally adjacent, in fact. And these two are not. They are diagonal. And orthogonally connected just means that you can start at one cell in a region and get to any other cell by staying within that region. It's another way of thinking about it. Each region must be an L shape with a width of one cell. So you can see this L here has a width which is determined by this direction here and this direction here of one cell. Arrows must lie at one end of an L and point toward the bend. So this arrow here, you can see right here, is at one end of the L, points toward the bend in the middle. Same is true down here, etc. You can also see that not every endpoint needs to have an arrow in it. Circles must lie at the bend of an L, and if one contains a number, the L it's inside must contain the indicated amount of cells. Again, you can see all of the possibilities here. This is an L that doesn't have a circle at all. That's fine. This one does have a circle, and it is at the bend of the L. This circle is at the bend of the L and has a number in it, which means it needs to have exactly that number of cells, 1, 2, 3. Those are the rules of Sashigane, so it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's bonus Sashigane comes to us from Freddie Hand. Let's start as we did the first time by marking off the given endpoints as being dead ends, because that's going to be always true. And we do know that we have some circles at the edge of the grid that are going to definitely turn outward, so we can mark some additional borders, which might be helpful as well. Let's look to see if there are any cells that are quite restricted because of their location. We've got some cases like, well, let's see, any large numbers. This 5. Let's look at this 5. What could it do? It could travel at most 2 west, which would force it to travel at least 2 south, or it could travel a fair distance east. Don't think that's too hemmed in. Let's look at the 5. It could at most vertically grab 3 cells, so it's going to go at least 1 more horizontally. Okay, now that puts some pressure on this 5, which can now, in fact, must go south exactly 1, because it's got to turn, can't go north. So it does go south 1. So now we need 3 more cells, and those can't come from the west. So, all right, now we're on a roll. So this is going to come out. We can't go any further because then we'd have a straight line. We need a bend. So these are both going to bend here. This can't go any further, or it would hit a 4, and it's already had its bend. And the 4 is going to need to go down. This is going to need to go down, but we don't know if it goes any further. This comes down, certainly doesn't turn left, so it must keep going at least 1 more. Still can't turn left, so it's going to go down 1 more. Can't keep going because this 4 would be too big if that were the bend. So this is going to turn left and go at least 1. And now this 4 can't go any further. so we can fully define that one. Okay, now how about this corner? We've got a little 2x2 area that is almost entirely enclosed. You can't do a 2x2 with an L, but you can get 3 out of 4. That's what we're going to need to do because there's no other way for us to take care of these cells. So this 5 is in fact going to come up, but only 1. That's the only way we can get an L to cover the remaining 3 cells in this area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to finish off our 5er. This is going to come out. These can't combine. Again, we don't know if these go further, but they go at least that far. All right, we did some work up there. That was great. This 4 now can't go north anymore, so that's good. So it's going to go south and can only go 1 without hitting that clue. So that 4 is now done. This 4 now definitely goes both of those directions, but I don't yet know which way. Oh, but I see we have formed a little cul-de-sac here. This is going to come down. Can't turn left because it's already had its bend, so it goes right. Now that gives us this 4. This is coming out here. This 4 now is completed because it's got 1 only on that side, so it's got to have 2 more. This is coming north. Let's see. This. Nope. This cell. Where does this come from? If this were a dead end going south, then it couldn't go anywhere. That's just one of the possibilities, though. I think we could still have an L going this way or a dead end going this way, and I don't see a way to know which of those is the truth yet. This cell, I think, must continue east, because if it didn't, we'd have an L going into another L. So definitely continues east. Let's see, and we're seeing why this was a bonus puzzle and not marked as the genuinely approachable. Okay, so we apologies for my mumbling. So these are going to require me to do a little bit more thought, which makes it harder for me to keep the energy up. I see. Where can we go from here? If this were to go further. All right, this 4. Okay, here's something. This 4 is restricted in that in its horizontal region, it is only going to go 1 cell. It can't go any further this direction and obviously can't this way. So it needs 2 more vertically. So it's going to go all the way up here or all the way down here. Is that useful? If it went all the way down, then it would have to be this shape to allow this one out. That seems okay. What about if it went north? Then we'd have a long path. Okay, so then, okay, I think this is a problem. If it went north, either this 4 comes south 1 or 2, leaving us with a dead end here that would then have to meet up here, and there would be no bend in this area. Or the 4 goes north, in which case we still have a dead end up. Either way, we have a dead end in this alleyway. This is assuming that the 4 is that. So it's not that, but it could still go left, and the 4 would be satisfied. In fact, that actually starts to look likely to me. Okay. So either we've got this shape going like that, or we've got this shape. How do we distinguish between these possibilities is the question. There's got to be another place in the grid that I'm not looking at carefully enough. We already talked about this cell. This 6. I feel like this 6 has got to be it. Yeah, okay. This is where I should have been looking. This 6 is quite restricted vertically now because of this little cul-de-sac coming out here. We know that can't connect with the 6 because they would have 2 bends. And the 6 needs to go vertically and can only go vertically 1 cell. So we've got 4 more to take care of in one direction or the other, and it can't be east because of what we've done over here. So it does go 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. All right, that was hard for me to spot. But now I think we can make some progress because now this 4 is hemmed in on the right side, and in order to get the 4, we've got to go south, and that is going to answer our question about what happens down here, because if this were to go south, then we wouldn't have any bends. This has got to go east, which puts a line there. This has got to turn. Now this 4 is fully defined, and this has to come out, and now that was a little burst of activity. Let's see what's going to happen here. This has got to turn eventually. And it doesn't turn there. Doesn't turn there, because those would meet up with things that already have turns. So it's going to have to keep on going and turn there. Now we've finished that region. We finished that one. Now we can we know what happens to the 6. And this is looking like it's solvable now. This can now, we've got a 4 that's got to come south at least 1 and can't go any further or would meet up there, so it needs 2 more. Okay, we've used up all of our given corners. This can't turn because it would meet up with that. Can't turn there because it would meet up with that one, so it's got to keep on going, and we've taken care of that. This comes out here. Now we've got this, which can't continue, or it would be a straight line, so it's got to turn. This has got to turn. This is turning, and it's complete. And if these were to stop, we would end up with a horizontal domino and not a turn in it. So these both continue south. And I think we've done it. Let's check our work. That is how you solve this bonus Sashigane. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and check out the description below for more free puzzles.